Hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast for today. I hope you are doing fantastic. Happy Sunday to all of you. How are you doing today? Happy May 18th. Great to have you here. There you go. Nice and centered appropriately. How you doing today? I hope you're doing wonderful and had a great weekend, had a great past week. We are here. It's a little bit cooler today, so I actually do have my tea today. Actually do have it today. And we have our mice as usual. That's right. That's right. Star Helix, it is nice to have you here. How are you doing today? Hopefully you had a great one. Let's see if we can get these mice on the screen appropriately. There we go. Okay, Dark, great to have you here. How's it going? It is going very good for me. Very, very good. Yeah, things had a pretty nice day for the most part. Let's see, from Mexico, you've known me since 2015. Wow, 10 years. Isn't that crazy? So, yes, you may be our longest visitor, our longest subscriber for the time being. Yeah, I know someone else who's a little bit longer, but yeah, that is quite a long time. That's quite a long time. Uh, so, yeah, wonderful. Let's see, I'm curled up with a bowl of ice cream and honey. Oh, okay, okay. What kind of ice cream do you have there, Star Helix? I don't really eat ice cream. I mean, I have like these ice cream bars. They're like keto ice cream bars. So, yeah, those are pretty good. I don't It's like maybe like 1 or 2 grams of sugar maybe for like the whole thing. Or maybe like zero. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, there's like no sugar in it and it's very good. Very good. So, yes. And say vanilla. Oh look, I see the hearts there, Dark. So let me see if I can get the hearts here. There we go. That's right. Oh, boys, all the hearts being spammed in the chat there. Okay, that's the eat 'em. Boy, that's not tell the ladies that we're gonna eat all the hearts in the chat. Okay, ladies, we're gonna go eat all the hearts in the chat. Okay. Ryan, great to have you here as well. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. That's right, all of the hearts are being eaten. Let's bring them back out. That's right, that's right. Here, let me spam the hearts too. There we go. Look at them all. Just flying on through. Yeah. Let's say I'm doing all right, just doing the best that I can. Yeah, you kind of have to, right? Yeah, gotta do the best that you can. Oh, the hearts are still pouring in. Thank you, boys and leaders. Thank you for all of your support today. That's right. That's right. They love it. They love it. How cute. Yeah, let's get them a bit more. That's right. I can just move like this. There you go. Look at them. Oh, this angle makes things look very weird, doesn't it? That's right. Look at them. Oh, they're so cute. They are so cute. Yeah, this should just be a reach to stream. See, look. There we go. Pure reach to stream. It's just gonna be us today. No one else. uh, uh, anyway, let's just position that like so. Yeah, I don't have a crazy background today, although I mean, we're talking about a variety of different things today. It's not strictly, you know, LGBT stuff, but I've already used that background, so we're just going to go back to this background for the time being. Because I really wanted to talk about today, because I think it's good to have some sort of self-reflection, in addition to just thinking about your own life, like things that you've been able to be open and upfront with, that you've been able to come out specifically. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're coming out because you're, a certain sexual orientation or whatever, although that is certainly a big part of it. It's just you being able to be your true, authentic self. So I think that there's been so many situations throughout my life, a lot of journey and me hiding myself to be able to be more open about who I really am. So it is certainly a work in progress still. I still have, plenty of things that, not necessarily everyone knows. Lots of secrets, but all secrets are revealed in time. Yes, okay, so let's see. Do you have a collection of chokers? I love the chokers. Oh, nice. I have like 2 or 3. I have like a solid one, I have like a lace one, then I have a lace one with like a cat on it. So I don't really wear them too much. With all those hearts, would you say it's a heart attack? Yes, it was. It was. It was. Let's say, did you guys see the tall Mexican ship crash in New York? Oh, I have not seen that. No, interesting. That's not good. Not good. Let's see. At this point, I'm convinced Autumn doesn't actually have any legs. You're absolutely right, Ryan. I have no legs. No legs whatsoever. You have to subscribe to my only legs if you would like leg pics. only legs. Only legs. Some people would actually pay money for that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, I mean, I don't see a problem with that if people want to do that. It's just like I wouldn't be sending any sort of like nude photos or anything, It's like, nah. But it's like, okay, you want to see like feet and leg pictures. It's like, okay, that's really, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't do anything for me personally, but some people like that sort of stuff, I guess. But I don't know. Rooster's the one who likes feet. That's right. They love the feet. They really do. Interesting. So I want you to think about your life at the present moment and how you were many years ago. Just think about the improvements and accomplishments, your biggest and most productive accomplishment, things that you are really proud of, things regarding personal growth. Just think of something, and if you would like to share that, please share that in the chat. Just let me know what one of your biggest accomplishments was, and the most recent one that you're very proud of, or you're very happy of, or just a moment of like self-reflection. Maybe something that you have figured out about yourself that you need to change, something that you really need to work on within yourself, and you're making some progress towards that. Because yeah, I think no one is perfect, so we all have our flaws, we all have problems that we need to work on. No one is perfect, even if some people may think that they are. It's like, I don't have anything wrong whatsoever. You have to be thinking there's certainly some things that maybe we don't handle appropriately. Or maybe there's certain things that we don't like about ourselves or someone else. And that's a problem. So I would like to hear yours. I will share mine as well, because, oh man, I've gone through so many changes. Just over the past few weeks, there's been so many just revelations for me. Just so many things that are being revealed to me that I need to work on, and then I'm just being very patient of, and I feel as though I've already made great progress towards it, because, oh man, I tell you, it's just, whenever these dramatic things happen that make you realize a lot about yourself, usually for me, it takes a very long time to actually accomplish that, of realizing this is the problem, and just actually beginning to really work on it. I just had major realizations over the past few weeks, and it's just like, boom. It's like, okay, I need to immediately change the way that I'm approaching this and thinking about this. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. So I will share a little bit about my own realizations in a little bit here. Let's take another sip of our tea. Roosters, would you like some feet tea? Mm-hmm. Feet tea. There we go. How cute. Here, let's get both of their beaks in the pic. There you go. Both of their beaks are in beaks. It's funny. It's funny. Let's see. If someone actually paid for photos like that of me, I'd have to wonder about their mental health. You never know, Ryan. Someone would actually probably want that, to be honest with you. Let's be real. Someone actually would. Someone actually would. That's funny. That really is. Anyway, let's see here. Ryan says, I've come to the realization that I can be toxic at times too. I've acknowledged that and am now aim to fix it. In the same breath, I've also come to understand that I've allowed double standards from others. That stops as well. These are amazing, amazing realizations that you've had, Ryan. So when have you come to these realizations? I guess it was relatively recently. Has it been this year? I know a lot of my recent realizations have been, this year and everything. So, yeah. So, because it really does allow you, when you're able to understand these things about yourself and the things that you're willing to accept from other people, the things that perhaps you have problems with, just that recognition alone really allows you to be able to tackle the problem appropriately. Because when you're not aware of it, how can you possibly deal with it? You can't deal with the problem if you're not aware of it, because you don't think that you have a problem. So, yeah. But yeah, it's just in my own life, as I mentioned, I have had so many of these sort of experiences before. A lot of them really come with like learning and growth through connections that I've made with other people, certain situations that go on in my life, and just a variety of other things that really allow me to understand how things went wrong, how things could be improved, and perhaps how I can change so that different situations come to me in the future. Because the fact is, the people that we associate with, the events that happen in our life, the things that are coming into our life, oftentimes they are a form of reflection of ourselves. So they allow us to peek into ourselves and say, oh, this person brings some sort of idea to my mind and I don't like that. And it's because there's something within you but that perhaps you don't like regarding this situation that you need to address. Or another good example that I always use is people who have abandonment fears. This was actually, a form of a personal issue that I had as well. Just extreme abandonment issues where it's like I pushed people away so that they couldn't get close to me and hurt me. So, but all the people that I would end up attracting, something would happen and then I would never hear from them again. So I have realized over time, it's like I'm attracting those people. So I have intense fear of this. So I'm attracting those people because life is basically telling me, here's your problem. You need to feel abandonment and then heal from it so that it no longer affects you. That's basically what life has been teaching me. And I really came to that realization, I guess about maybe 9 or 10 years ago or so, is when I came to that massive realization. And then I was able to just really overcome a lot of that, where the issues regarding abandonment drastically subsided. And it primarily came from someone that I was close to, that I formed a connection with. All of a sudden, they're just kind of gone. So it's like I had to deal with that sort of form of I cannot talk. I had to deal with that abandonment in order to actually heal from it. But there's plenty of other situations as well. And I'm sure you're wondering, how does that tie in with, like the topic here, just coming out and being your true self? Because as I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be LGBT, even though I do have that like in the thumbnail of like the LGBT flag and everything, because that's what we talked about on Friday. But no, it wasn't about that, this particular case. But let's kind of rewind a little bit, and let's just talk about me being able to be my true self. Because if I had never been able to recognize and acknowledge that, born as a male, and I didn't feel as though I was a male, well, if I never acknowledged that and had enough strength to be able to go through a transition, how would I be right now? Would I be here right now talking with all of you? I don't think I would, at least not in the same way at all, whatsoever. So being able to go through that process really allowed me to be who I truly am, being my more authentic self. And all of these experiences, when you think about your own life, think about hardships that you've had within your own life, and the challenges that have been brought out to you to work on, they are all here to help you learn and grow from the situations so that you become a better person. You're able to more align with your true authentic self, whoever that person is. Because what my authentic self is different from who your authentic self is. Okay, so everyone is different. You can't be trying to fit into the crowd or blend in. You have to be your own true person. Okay, so I'm gonna dive more into this in just a moment here. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea and I'm gonna read some more of your comments over. Because this is a very important thing that all of us need to realize, that we have to face our challenges if we really want to be truly happy. We really do. We have to eliminate any sort of doubt that we may have or any sort of fears that we have about something, because why live in fear when you can just go with it? Go with what you truly desire to see how that works out. Let's see. Just a few weeks ago, when a relationship ended, I reflected on it and realized a lot about it. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't productive. So that is certainly where a lot of realizations come into play. And that is certainly a lot of my own experience when it comes to my own realizations, when it comes to relationships with other people. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic relationships. It could be friendships that you are forming, that you currently have, that are ending. It can be any stage within any sort of friendship or relationship where you realize a lot of stuff. So a lot of my learning process and growth have all been with these relationships with other people usually. The overwhelming majority have been through learning something from the other person. So it is, because how many people here are able, like if you meet someone new that comes into your life, how are you able to differentiate, just like, okay, this person is just a person or a friend, versus someone who's going to make a much more significant impact on your own life? Because to me, it's very easy. Like there have been numerous people throughout my lifetime, at least, I would say maybe 4 or 5 people. I guess 4 that I have communicated with, that I've met, and then just immediately I'm able to tell right away that, okay, this person is more, I'm able to learn a lot more from this person as opposed to just, oh, we're just a friend or whatever. You know, it's like there's so much more depth involved, and there's a lot of learning opportunities for me to learn and grow from that. And it's interesting because with each person, the amount of time that I have known them is longer and longer before it eventually ends. I mean, they all do eventually end at some point, but it's like initially it's just like, oh, it's just a few months, and then maybe it's like a year, and then it's like many years, you know. So we just got to wait and see, because more people come into your life, you meet them, and they could stick around for even longer. But it is very interesting, at least from my perspective, that when we're able to be more authentic and true with who we are, when we're able to open up about ourselves, we attract people that help us deal with more problems that we're struggling with. So way back in the day, you know, like maybe like 15 years ago or so, when I had met like the first person who made like a big impact on my life, you know, it was a very negative sort of thing, but it helped me realize a lot of stuff about myself. A lot of negative ways that I was in. A lot of negative mindset that I was in. And then it really changed my course of life, basically, because it allowed me to have so many realizations about myself. But it was it was not a good type of connection with this person. So it started off very negatively. And then the second person, it was very positive. It was a very positive experience that I was able to get from this person that, you know, I don't know how long it lasted, maybe like about a year or so. I was, you know, talking with this person. But then that eventually ended, and that's what allowed me to deal with abandonment problems. It made me realize, you know, I still have these abandonment issues that I have to address. I have to deal with these problems. You know, so that's also a major significant. It's like I get to like I know I've described this sort of thing before. It's like we get to a crossroads in our life, and we can go down the same familiar path again. That's comforting to us. We know it, but it ends up looping back around to where we started. That's not progress. That is regression. And what's not necessarily regression, it's just stagnation. You're not able to move past that. Or you can venture on the road that is dark and scary and unfamiliar to you to help you learn and grow. So for those two people, yes, it ventured onto a brand new path that I was able to change for myself. And it's like, well, without those two people, I would not be the same person I am today. But that's just two people, you know, and then it's like a third person who was in my life for many years, you know, who made a very significant, profound impact on my life as well. That allowed me to learn a lot of things. And then it's like, of course, all things end up coming to an end to some degree. So when that sort of connection ends, it allows me to realize, you know, there's so many things that I need to be aware of, that I need to work on within myself. And then that's when new doors are open, new opportunities are opened up, and then new people come into your life, new people have come into my life, and then it's like a whole new process of learning all sorts of new things as well. So as I said, you know, just over the past few weeks, there's been so many things to learn that I have been able to learn. So probably my most recent major things that I've realized with myself, because I think it is very important to open up and talk about these things. So maybe this doesn't necessarily seem like the type of person that I am, just, you know, talking online here. Maybe when I say some of these problems here, you'd be like, you don't seem like the type of person who'd be like that, but this is how I am. So two major problems that I realized that I have had recently have primarily been, one of them being is I don't really go with the flow of life. I like to try to change and try to force certain things, force certain outcomes to happen, or like have something be a certain way. So to some degree, I think I do portray a lot of that. I have talked about that, but I have realized that that ends up causing me unneeded stress and anxiety, trying to make something happen a certain way, or having ideas within my mind of how I want things to be. So that is something that I've realized that's just causing me stress. That's causing me anxiety. That's causing me all sorts of problems, causing me to feel upset. But that's not it. The other major realization that I have had as well is I have expectations on other people, too high expectations on other people. So many years ago, I have realized that for myself, I had very high expectations of myself, to the point where I would get very upset if something did not turn out the way that I had planned it. And I've learned to let a lot of that go, but I still somehow retained the expectations I put upon other people. So if I said something to someone, in my mind would be all these scenarios. This is how this person is going to respond to this. This is how they're going to behave. And then I'm planning my next move as well on top of that. Almost like chess, you know, just knowing what their action's going to be and then planning my next move. But a lot of times, I mean, some of the times people are very extremely predictable and I'm able to understand them exactly, but that's not always the case. Certainly there's plenty of people's actions that I have very high expectations for them and they don't live up to those expectations. So then I end up getting very upset and angry with that. So then I end up realizing, oh, wait a second. The problem is I have these expectations that I'm putting upon other people that I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be having those expectations on other people. So that was my massive realization that I had within myself, that I need to realize, hey, I need to learn to let that go. I need to learn to not have expectations, because when I have expectations upon other people and they don't do that, it's only stressing me out. So I have to realize, just put whatever it is out there, and whatever happens, happens. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just is what it is. So that is a major learning lesson that I've learned over the past few weeks What's the thumbs up? Why did you get okay, well, thumbs up apparently. I guess maybe it thought this was this was a thumbs up? I don't know. See, life is saying, good, you've come to this realization and now you're making these changes, which means you can learn and grow even more and bring even more positive things into your life. So that is why this year alone has been absolutely crazy. There's been so many realizations, so many changes within my life, so many things that are becoming clearer to me. I mean, it is just, honestly, with all of the crazy stuff that is happening in my life, like right now, just all of these things, it's like, it does feel like at any moment I'm just going to wake up from like a dream or something, because it's like nothing makes like sense anymore. It's just like everything is so surreal. Not that that's bad. I don't want to say that it's bad, but it's like it's out of the realm of what you would consider to be like, you can't explain it. It is otherworldly almost, it seems like, would be a good way of phrasing it. It's otherworldly. You know, it's like, wow. So many things. So, yes. Metatech, great to have you here. How are you doing? Avalon, great to have you here. Anyone else that I miss? I don't think so. Okay, I'm still reading over some of your comments. I'm a little bit behind because I told you my whole amazing story right there. Yes, I told you my whole amazing story that, honestly, if I detailed all of it out to you, you would be like, Autumn, or, you know, if you call me L, you are making up a story And it's like, no, I am not making up a story. I am not making up a story. Oh, but it seems like it. It seems like it. It's just like, you know. And a big thing has actually been my tarot cards as well. They have revealed so many things. They have revealed so many things to me. So many things. So we'll have to take a look a little later and see what it says. So, yeah. You just can't overdo it and abuse it. So, yeah. Gosh, I didn't realize how much that this ended up costing. So this came as like a set. The cards themselves apparently cost $18, and this cost $13, but it came as a set. Maybe together it was like 30 or something. I don't know. I've had that for a long time, but I've just been recently, just over like the past month or so, really been using them, and oh man, I tell you, I tell you, the types of things it has predicted about other people or myself have been so spot on. I don't know. You know, it's just wow. That is why I feel. That is why I feel as though I am just living like in a dream, because it's like, as I said, it is otherworldly, the types of things that I have experienced here. So it's magical, as this says, you know, magician, the magician. Anyway, let us continue to read some of your comments here. How did you realize these problems? Did someone tell you about them? So I just described my experience, so hopefully that answered it. You just come to a point in your life where you realize, oh, wait a second, I'm repeating the same cycle again. You know, it's like something that ended a friendship. Some of the reasons why it ended, they're being resurfaced in a different person. And then I come to the realization, oh, wait a second, perhaps it wasn't the person causing the problem. It was more so my inability to let go of the situation and my high expectations upon other people. And then I realized, oh, wait a second, it's not so much the problem is the other person. It's more so how I'm reacting to the situation. So that is how you have to realize some of this stuff. Okay. People who ghost are the worst. Well, a lot of people do ghost. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I've known so many people who do the ghosting, and I used to get very mad at it, but like the most recent type of ghosting, which it really wasn't, it just allowed me to learn a lot of stuff. So, yes, I have had a lot of self-reflection and growth. See, how did you find your authentic self with the multiple personality issue? I always feel like I'm not sure who my authentic self is. I always change my look, and I can't decide what music or taste or fashion. So that is actually a very good question, Avalon. To me, I always felt as though I knew what my authentic self was, which was the one that was vulnerable, the one that was the most vulnerable and would put on the mask and pretend to be someone else. That was the one that was my true self. And I would say probably for most people, that is your true self. Why? Because when you're able to be vulnerable, when you're able to open up, that is when true healing and progress, growth comes from. So I realized that I was hiding myself, that I was putting on a mask, pretending to be, you know, different than I actually was. So I was hiding my true self. That was just all fake. It was all fake, which means I always say any sort of friends that you make when you have the fake persona, they often do not last. You know, you have to be authentic. So the authentic me was someone who was, you know, severely hidden from the world. It did not want to show itself because it was traumatized. It felt very insecure. It was not happy with who it was. But then I learned to deal with a lot of my problems, and that one started to come out in a more positive way. It started to really show itself in a much more positive direction. And then I realized I shouldn't be hiding myself as much anymore. I should be able to really start to express myself and who I truly am. So now, mind you, we all have different types of personalities within us. Okay? That can be like, for example, for me, right now, the way that I'm speaking to you, it's like coming very intuitively. It's coming from a place where I can see things very clearly, very rationally, and in a way that I'm able to gather my thoughts very effectively. But there's another part that's perhaps much more emotional, that I get too caught up in my emotions and my thoughts, and that can cause some problems because then I end up overthinking things. It ends up causing me some level of problem, primarily because I'm adding meaning where there shouldn't be any sort of meaning. I'm giving an explanation, usually a negative one, regarding a situation that it shouldn't be. So, whenever I get into that sort of mindset where things become overly emotional, I try to connect with this more rational side of me, the more logical side, the more intuition side, and then just really understand. It's like, okay, let's let go of all those emotions and just connect with my true self of how I truly am. The deepest part of me that is very rational and calm and can see things very clearly, who is very intuitive and does not get overly upset or anxious or emotional. So that is one who's very level-headed. Although it did say something very interesting the other day, and then it, I mean, so it's like, okay, I just like to be as calm as possible when it comes to those sort of things. So yeah, sometimes you will hear these sort of ideas and thoughts to calm you down. Sometimes it'll be a conversation within your head. It'll be like, oh, but what about this and that? And it's like, look, we're just going to put this very rationally. All this stress that you're worried about, all this sort of stuff, it's not that big of a deal. Just relax, just calm it down for a moment, and just realize that everything is working in your favor. You just have to be patient in order to see the end result. But then it's like, oh no, but what about this? What if I mess up this? What if this happens? And it's like, calm it down. You're too stressed. You're too anxious about this. Just let life flow. Let it go. And you will see the amazing growth you are capable of achieving. And then it's like, okay. So it's just allowing that to really express itself. Okay, hopefully that makes some sense. Okay. All right. I've completely changed my how I look because it's just more authentic. It's more how I want to look in order to feel good. Awesome. I've more definitely learned that my feelings are just as valid as anyone else's. My feelings and thoughts do not make me a crazy person. That is true. You should be able to experience whatever it is that you're feeling and be able to address them appropriately. Do I have autism? I have always wondered if I have autism. I do not. Let's say, how often of your realizations came from the altered personalities? It sounds like you have taken on some of Iris's traits. So yeah, I would say Iris was the one that was that calm, rational voice that was very intuitive and spiritually connected. So yes, all of those personalities are all now part of me. It's just being able to listen to my higher self, listen to true rational sense, as opposed to me being all like, oh my gosh, because here's the thing. It's like, you can really do anything to really connect with your intuition. Like tarot cards I have found to be very, very good at connecting with the intuition, especially when you're in the zone for it. But if I'm sitting here trying to do it like, oh my gosh, I feel like panicked about something, I'm going to read what the tarot cards have to say about this. You know, it's like you're approaching it in a very negative way, and that is not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to approach it like, okay, here is my focus, here what I'm doing here, and I'm going to do this, and then there it is. So yes, it is. This is honestly like the most recent major thing that I did. It was just scary. It was just, well, it wasn't scary. It was just like what I was just like WTF after I did it. You're not going to believe what it said. Actually, you could take all the guesses in the world. You would never guess what it said. Yeah, Autumn has been on a DMT trip. Yeah, it does. It's like I'm like tripping out on like drugs here. It's like, what in the world is going on? It is. Because it's just like when you think about these tarot cards, you just think, okay, it's just cards now. There's nothing, you know, you're just reading cards, reading descriptions. But then when you specifically ask something, and you see the cards laid out, and you see the progression, you see the situation, you see how it's going to go, and it's like, oh my gosh. Then it's like, it's like, it's like, what in the world? Oh man. I'd love a whole video on this tarot discovery. Technically, I have made a video, but not here. Not here. Not here. Not on this channel. But yes, it has been revealed. And say, it's cool that you were doing tarot. If you do tarot on this channel, I will watch it. Oh, nice, nice, nice. See, look, maybe that's what life is guiding me towards. Although we do them here every Sunday. Okay, every Sunday we do a little bit of this every Sunday to try to understand some situations. You know, usually I've just drawn like one card usually, but maybe we need to do three to start to understand stuff a bit better. So we will do that in just a moment. We'll do that in just a moment. A Death Spank tarot deck. Oh my gosh, that would be absolutely amazing. My OCD has been such a tough nut to crack. In some ways, I have progressed so much in life in positive ways, but my OCD is regressive and I can't stand it. So here's the thing. It's like, when it comes to like OCD and, you know, you dealing with growth and then you have setbacks and regression, you have to take one step at a time. You have to realize, here's what you're aware of. Here are the steps that you've made. It's normal to have some level of regression every time, and, you know, every now and again. It really is. So, yes. The Wise Cow would be the best card in the deck. He'll tell you everything you need to know and things you don't need to know. I'm not sure what the Wise Cow would be within here. I don't know, but it'd be interesting. So, mind you, I am not a tarot expert by any means. Okay? I just lay them out and I read the book. You know, is what it is. Okay, you know. Shall I reveal to you the secret that it told me the other day? It said, well, actually, no. The tarot cards did not say this. Okay? It did not say this. It was my intuition. It was my calm, rational self talking about someone that I'm going to get married to. And it said, I'm going to show you the next 4 steps between now and then. And then I laid out the cards and I'm just like, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. And then I just read all the descriptions and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So that is my secret. That is my secret. It has been revealed now. I am getting married. Anyway, so I have a surprise for all of you, you know. Um, why can I not do the surprise? Oh no! YouTube, are you not letting me do the surprise? Hold on. Hang on. Hang on, let me refresh this. YouTube! Please. Well, folks, I am so sorry. I was going to do the gift memberships, and YouTube's doesn't have that option right now. I don't know why. So unfortunately, I cannot give out any gift memberships this time. This would be the week. Or maybe it's, I mean, did I do it last week or something? But yeah, there would be no stream next week, next Sunday. But yeah, I can't do them. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway. Anyway, I'll just have to say, Vista. Yes, we shall say this. All right, let's not talk about any hypothetical wedding here that is like, okay. Anyway, why don't we actually see what some of these cards say regarding a situation that maybe you're dealing with here, okay? See what the week ahead is going to bring us, okay? So sorry that I cannot do the gift memberships. It is what it is. But a goth wedding. Okay. No more wedding talk, please. Should not have revealed that. Should not have revealed that. I tell you, it's just that's why I feel as though I am in a dream. Because it cannot be real. It cannot be real. Or maybe it is. I don't know. It's just absolutely I just Anyway, folks, let's see, because now that we're talking about this terror stuff and everything, let me um let's get this on here now. There we go. Look, you can see this sort of stuff. Let's move it. I need to move it like that. There we go. You don't need to see me. There we go. Hey, look, you can see me. Hi. Okay, so this is what's very nice about this. As you know, you can see me here. We see what this says. We're gonna see what this says here. So usually what I do sometimes I just spread them all out like this and I just choose the cards, or I will just be shuffling. You know, when I was never mind. I'm not gonna go into any more about my own tarot readings. This is gonna be about the week ahead. What does the week ahead bring? Okay, there is the first one. Here is the second one here. Let's continue. Let's continue, see what we end up getting here. You know, maybe this is going to be, you know, this is going to be on Tuesday. Something to focus on. This is going to be on Thursday. And I feel as though maybe on Friday and Saturday you're going to have some big stuff too, such as Friday here. And then you also have Saturday. Oh, hang on. There was a bunch of cards that came out of that one. We're going to put those back in. We must not allow multiple cards to fall out for Saturday. Let's see. There we go. That is Saturday. Okay, so let's see what Tuesday was it Tuesday? Tuesday, Thursday. Did I say Thursday? Friday, Saturday? Maybe? I don't remember. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday? I don't know. Tuesday. Tuesday looks like there may be some sort of conflict. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, so Tuesday says, let's see what this one is. Conflicts, difference of opinion, and petty squabble. So maybe on Tuesday there's going to be some sort of conflict that you have that maybe you need to be mindful of here. Okay, you need to be receptive. This is not the time to take time to present your latest and greatest idea to others. So maybe this is the time you just hold off for a little bit, okay? Now let's see what Thursday brings. Thursday, okay, the Eight of Swords. Okay, let's see this one. This one says feelings of being restricted. So it looks like maybe this will kind of be like some things you can work on for this week. But I did say Friday and Saturday are going to probably be good as well. So maybe you feel as though you are you're stuck. You're not able to like move forward. Your confidence has been backed down a bit for whatever reason. But if you notice the lady here, you know, she is none of the swords are touching her. So maybe you know, it's not going to be as bad as you would think here. Maybe there'll be some other things. Okay, now Friday. Friday is, let's see what this one says here. This one's going to be about, I should print out like a little cheat sheet again, because I did have one, but it's like, okay, maybe this is something that is, so there's different sorts of let me see here, because this one usually just describes people here. Let's see, let me look up something real quick. So yeah, usually this book gives it's going to be something that is going to be practicality. You got to be very practical about matters. Maybe very creative endeavors will come your way. Maybe something very positive will be coming your way towards the end of the week that leads into your weekend, which let's see. Okay. Hold on a minute. Is this what I think it is? Let's see. Okay. When I did my tarot reading for the whole wedding thing, this was the last card as well. This was the last card as well. The very last one. I will read you the description of this one. He represents offers being brought to you that will be accomplished by a high level of excitement. So it sounds like earlier in the week, Tuesday, I don't know about Wednesday, maybe Thursday, things are going to get off to like kind of like a rough start. But you have to be patient here. Towards the end of the week, Friday, and especially on Saturday, maybe on Saturday, it says high level of excitement. The King of Cups is the one to look for in relation to romantic invitations or proposals for marriage. So maybe, maybe that sort of stuff is going to happen on Saturday for you, or something is going to bring something into your life that's going to be absolutely amazing on Friday. I mean Saturday. So it sounds like early in the week, ugh. But then towards the end, maybe something good. So yeah, a turbulent week. This sounds like a normal week for me. So anyway, so yes, that concludes our tarot reading. But honestly, what are the odds that I get the same exact card, the very last card, in this reading as well? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's just things to be mindful of. And not only that, this could be a self-reflection of my own week. You know, it could be a self-reflection of my own week even. So maybe early in the week things will be like kind of rough, but then towards the end things are going to get exciting. There's going to be some fun stuff. There could be romantic invitations. I'll tell you. Yep. So that is all. We shall put stuff back into the deck here and shuffle them. Well, I do want to thank you all so very much for tuning in here. Let's see what you have to say. Let's see. Tuesday. Okay. These pictures are beautiful. Yeah, they are very pretty, aren't they? They are very nice cards. Very nice cards. There you go. I got the last one. Very beautiful cards. Let's see another. There we go. We can kind of see them before they get blurred out. But if you remember a few weeks ago, I kept seeing the Lovers card again and again and again and again. The Lover's Tarot card. I have not seen that since I addressed, but now I've been seeing this one a few times. So this was also in one of my readings that I did. So I found that very, very quickly because it was towards the top. It's just a reminder. What do the gem colors signify? Gem colors? Are you talking about at the top? There's the different signs like water, fire, things along those lines. So yes. Okay. Well, oh, here's the other card. Look, I've seen almost all the cards that I got in my one reading. Here's the other card. If I shuffle again and I see the other card, let me shuffle one more time. That was the 3 most important cards right there that I literally just saw them all. I just saw them all that I did in the other reading. Let's see. Oh my gosh, here's this one again. Here's this one again. You just keep seeing them. You just keep seeing them because it's like so important. Anyway, let's stop messing with this because it's like, okay, we need to just put it away. We need to be putting it away. Anyway. All right. Well, I do thank you all so very much for tuning in. You're so vibrant tonight. Oh, I have to be vibrant. I'm getting married, guys. Oh, I tell you. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Anyway, I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Rich does say goodbye. Bye, boys and ladies. Bye, bye, boys and ladies. They will catch you all later. Oh no, it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, that's right. Once I go to like desk view, it doesn't work anymore for some reason. But I do want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. You all take care. Have a great one, and I look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. There will be no stream next week, so this is the last one of this month. Fortunately, I could not give any gift subs, so I will see you again on June 1st. Okay, so see you in June. Who knows? In the next 2 weeks, everything could be even crazier in my life, in your life, in the world. I don't know. Everything is changing on a day-by-day basis with me. So, yep. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.